Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas with Red Lucy and Torch and me, of course. I am pretty full, but I want to clear this floor first. Garbage can, taking this. God.
Who's there?
How's it going? Oh, wow. Lucy took that guy out fast. I am thinking of starting another Skyrim playthrough, but the problem is I couldn't figure out how the Chim mod works, and while I like it, well, I do like the addition to the romance to the Serana mod I'm using, like the dialogue mod, but I think it was like expanded on. Okay, good job, Lucy. Good job, Torch. Anyway. Might as well just burden you and Torch too much.
I don't suppose. Why are you?
Alright.
I'm in a bit of a predicament.
I'll set you free now.
Oh, that's just marvelous.
Okay. Sir, run away.
Then I'll defer to your superior.
Okay, the NCR aren't going to protect the town because they suck at everything. And now I'm over. Oh, purified water. That's really good. God. Yeah, they weren't quite expecting me to do this at such a high level, but and yeah, Lucy.
Sure.
Looks, but
Here's what I've got.
Probably be uncovered. Part of Ice Follower. Which one do you prefer?
Hey there.
Well, that was
Yeah,
breaking myself out of. Problem is, there's still no law in Prim.
You're the sheriff now.
Oh no.
Or the qualifications?
It should be someone brave like you, but more of a homebody. I heard the Powder Gangers talking about someone in the prison named Myers who has some experience as a sheriff. He may be a good choice. Also, with the NCR so close by, you may be able to get them to take over the town. Not sure why they haven't helped out already.
Because they suck. Alright, I'll help bring law and order back to Prim.
That's just marvelous. I'll start thinking up questions for the interview. The sheriff that was in... You also may be able to convince that NCR
Yeah,
guy...
I know. Yeah, I could program this robot, but I don't think I have the right skills to do that. And anyway, I don't think the guy in prison deserves to rot in there, so I'll go and bring him out. Well, maybe he does, maybe he went too far, but... I don't know. I don't know exactly what he did. Oh, no, wait. Trying to go there. Went to... God, NCR Correctional Facility, that's it. And, oh. Ah, that was weird.
About something?
Become Prim's new sheriff.
Assuming an NCR pardon comes with the job, due process has its place. Sometimes it's just a way. All right then. Guess I'll just make a quiet exit.
Okay, I have no idea how to get this guy an NCR pardon, but maybe someone at the NCR camp across from Prim would help or something. Oh, I guess they're both helping. This guy. Yeah, let me know who you prefer between Lycia and Freya Heart of Ice. Or sorry, Astrid Heart of Ice. Okay, that guy did not go down after being shot twice despite having no health. I think that's his glitched out or something. Maybe just a third, because I know this clearly broken. I'm not going to risk getting infected. I'm already running out of ammunition. Let's see. I do have a mod that lets you spar with people in Skyrim, but that problem is with mages. Oh, good job, Lucy. The problem is, like, mages won't really spar with your fists or with weapons, and sparring with magic just doesn't quite feel right. You know what? I'm gonna try to reprogram this
Howdy,
robot.
partner. Law enforcement.
There. Now the Prim quest line is complete.
Well.
What's the problem now?
My problem is that I'm no... Slim's all right. I don't wish him no harm. Not everything is black and...
Okay, but
Howdy.
I couldn't figure out another way out of this, so you'll just have to have a robot as a sheriff now. Benny.
Well. Ah, yes. I was
Okay.
performing recon, gathering information on some of the powder gangers, when some great cons arrived with your friend in the suit. They were talking about some delivery they took from a courier. They said they'd be heading through Nipton to Novak to meet a contact there.
Okay, there. Now I need to go to Nipton,
Hey there.
where the Legion's been waiting for me for months. Yeah, I'll go there. Yep, they are. They've seen me and were just waiting for me to come back all this time. I will explore the town hall a bit, I think.
They hardly even know how to fight.
Hey, you.
Don't worry. I won't have... I want you to witness the fate of the... I want you to teach everyone.
Got it. I'll do as you ask.
Then I bid you Walang.
Good. So I'll go back and let's see. Yeah, I can go back and tell the NCR about it, and they'll give me some money or something. Anyway, let's see what's here. Wastelander. Well, I find it hilarious how how Caesar, Kaiser, whatever of the Legion, doesn't really have mercy, aside from the pockets because of his sentimentality. But the real-life Julius Caesar was, by Roman standards, incredibly merciful, not just in the Roman Civil War, too. There was one time when a town in Gaul rebelled against him, and he pretty much punished them by just having the right hands of all the men cut off. As horrifying as this is, most Romans would have killed all the men in the town, then sold the women and children into slavery. Not saying Julius Caesar never did stuff like this. He did, but he didn't do it always.
Hey. Come on.
This guy, I think I can talk to him.
Coming from the north?
Hey, the Legion's killed everyone in Nipton.
What? There's no way. We're miles from the Colorado. They will never stop them.
I will.
Not at this rate. We're doomed. Thanks for bringing...
There. Here you go.
You check out the Nipton
Nipton was attacked by the Legion.
Legion this far west? That's not outside the border. They're moving in. All right. Thanks for checking.
You have any friends there?
In Nipton? Hell no. Town was a shithole. Asking. Well, thanks for hoofing it. Fucking Mojave's going to hell.
And there. Now. I know that. Biggest bounty. Everyone's. Oh, general store. Even though you can go in this building. Hey.
Are you fuck? First I get my leg smashed, and then in walks the powder gangers grim fucking... Jesus fucking Christ! If you want me dead, just give me 15 medics and I'll fuck...
NCR supplies?
I saw some Legion assholes carrying crates to a cave north of here. May have been NCR shit.
Hey, why are you still here?
I don't know. I just love it. Prize for second place.
I don't have any medics.
Bullshit. Bye.
Okay, I'll see what I can take here. Okay, I can't get in here. Wait until my lockpicking gets higher, which I guess I'll level up next time, I think? Yeah, next level, I think I'll try to get up higher. Alright, I'll go to Novak, sell stuff, and then... yeah, do the quest stuff, too. But anyway... so, women were obviously not used all that often for manual labor, at least not the type the Legion uses them for. The Romans did have slaves that they used
there.
for manual labor, but pretty much all of those slaves were males. Like, the Romans would enslave just about anyone they conquered unless they killed them. Hold on. Yeah, the Romans would enslave just about anyone unless they killed them. And while women had lesser status than men, a patrician woman still had more social status than a plebeian man did. Like, it was definitely better to be a rich Roman woman than a poor Roman man. Whereas in the Legion, it isn't good to be a woman at all. Well, even if you're like there's no, they pretty much make it the slave caste, which, yeah, no, that's not how the Romans did things. And for another thing, the Romans, they did have a sense, I suppose you would say, of honor in many ways. Like, Roman men were expected to basically, like, part of the reason why Roman legions were fighting, I think it would be a good way to put it, is to protect the woman back home, especially if Rome was attacked and in danger. Ancient warfare, remember, was very brutal in many ways. And if Rome was ever taken, the wives and children of the legionnaires would all be killed, or enslaved, or raped, or some other horrible thing would happen to them. So a lot of Romans who went to war, especially in times when Rome itself was at risk, were doing it to protect their homes and families. I think I have to talk somewhat. But yeah, like, so I doubt any man in, like, Caesar's Legion would think that, would, like, want to protect the women there in any way other than protecting slaves so they can be more useful later. And to the Romans, that would be an abhorrent way of treating women, because, well, quite frankly, they're kind of their right, it is. Hey. Do I make you talk? Anything interesting? Okay, what thing is... Okay. Let's see, there are some quests I want to do. I also don't want to wait until certain hours of the night to do them, but yeah, so I think, yeah, maybe the guy in the dinosaur will talk. Okay, I'll talk to Manny Vargas, and I do want to do the Come Fly With Me quest, so... Okay, where's the items at? But yeah, so yeah, Julius Caesar...
Welcome back.
Hello, Souvenir Rocket. And up here... Okay, but anyway, the...
What's going on, man?
Man checkered coat.
Sure I know him. What do you want with him?
But anyway, yeah, like, if Julius Caesar was actually... Damn, score settle.
Doesn't surprise me.
But Julius Caesar was actually shown what the Legion in Fallout was like. He'd think they were an absolute disgrace. Like, he'd be pretty horrified.
Maybe we can do a trade.
Especially considering how their leader basically named himself after him. What do you need?
Novak? It's home for me now. I want that to be for good. I like it here, and I've left too many homes behind. But we get most of it up the road from...
Okay.
Well, doesn't matter.
I'll see what can be done about it. Okay, yeah, now I need to do the Come Fly With Me quest line. I might also do Boone's quest line while I'm here. Or at least do the start of it. Yeah. Wait, too much? Now, another thing about the Kaiser's Legion in Fallout New Vegas is that they don't... How to put it? They don't use ranged weapons all that much, and they consider it a disgrace. This was not the attitude the actual Roman Legion had. It's true that they didn't use ranged weapons all that much in the Roman Legion, but that's mainly, though they did use some, like throwing spears, but that's mainly because they didn't, the Roman strategy was based around melee combat, throwing javelins, and then, or once again, I'm talking about the Roman Legion as of the days of Julius Caesar. Earlier it was different, but the Roman strategy was throw their spears and close in with melee weapons. But they didn't discount ranged weapons or dismiss them as like dishonorable or inferior or anything. The Romans of that time, if they needed more ranged weapons, they'd hire them from some culture that specialized in them. So, like, let's say they needed slingers. Well, there are some tribes that specialized in using the sling, and the Romans would hire them. So, basically, I think you get the idea. The Romans would specialize in melee weaponry, and then if they needed ranged weapons, they would get them from some guys who specialized in ranged weapons. That way, oh, missiles. That way, they could get really good at. Now, there's a bit more to it than that, but that way they could get really good. Yes, good. But that way they could get really good at melee weapons without sacrificing the ranged weapons, because they could still hire someone else to do them. And melee weapons were genuinely more effective in general than ranged weapons in this period. You could use some strategies with ranged weapons, but the main fact is if you were shooting ranged weapons at a formation, you were going to run out of ammunition sooner or later, and then you'll need to use melee weapons. And if your soldiers are all equipped for a ranged fight and trained in that, they're not going to do too well in the melee. So yeah, the Roman focus on melee weapons was mostly because it was, generally speaking, the most effective way to fight. But if they had to use ranged weapons, they were more than capable of hiring someone else to do it for them. As basically mercenaries, though it's a bit more complex than that. Auxiliaries, yeah, I think auxiliaries is the better term. Yeah, this is one the Romans used even. Taking this. These cells, these. But yeah, like, so... And if we're looking at the Romans from earlier periods of history, like, for example, back during the time of during earlier times of the Republic, they actively had soldiers themselves that specialized in ranged weapons. Like, these were the Velites, and they would mostly use javelins, but I don't think anyone would reject all that much if a Velite decided to use, say... They decide to use, say, a bow or a sling. Like, they would basically skirmish with the enemy and then retreat behind the infantry, who would proceed to fight the majority of the battle. Which is, quite frankly, just like how most armies fought wars back then. You have any years for her?
Thanks.
Like, now, the skirmishers are an interesting thing, too. Because skirmishers in ancient times, it's gotta be a weird comparison, but they're a bit like... How to put it? Oh yeah, they're a bit like trains post-World War... post the war between France and Prussia, but... Yeah, that's post the war between France and Prussia, okay. This... Because during the Franco-Prussian War, the Prussians won, in part because they had better train schedules than the French did. So, as a result of that, they were able to get their soldiers to the French before the French could get their soldiers to the Prussians, which basically gave them a pretty big advantage. And as a result, and after that, pretty much everyone thought that, or at least a lot of people, I'm not sure if it was anyone, but a lot of people thought that the train schedules would be key to winning the next big war, which would end up being World War I.
Here's all the rations I brought for the hunt.
So, because of this, like, the French got their train schedules worked out, and then they went to war with good train schedules, and the train schedules ended up not really accomplishing all that much. The reason being that when both sides have good trade schedules, they cancel out the advantage the other has. Whereas when both sides have if one side has good train schedules and the other doesn't, that's a big advantage, but if both of them have it, then they cancel each other out. Yeah, but yeah, they both... So, because of that, neither side end up having an advantage from their train schedules. rules during World War I. And skirmishers are a bit like that. Like, to give some idea of how much of an advantage they give you, Sparta actually surrendered to a battle during a battle against Athens when the Athenians had skirmishers and the Spartans did not. Yeah, that's how much... Yeah, so they were so frustrating to fight that the Spartans just gave up. The Spartans. So, but while the Spartans... But then everyone got skirmishers after that. Ooh, I think I'll... Yeah, radioactive, stick to the rifle. But then when everyone got skirmishers after that, the skirmishers basically just ran forward ahead of the main lines and would fight each other, then retreat back behind the infantry when it came time for them to clash. In essence, when both sides have skirmishers, having skirmishers isn't an advantage for one side all that much. Though there are exceptions, obviously. There are cases where skirmishers were decisive in later battles, but for the most part, skirmishers didn't really accomplish all that much in later battles compared to earlier, because when both sides had good skirmishers, they canceled the advantage of having them out. Yeah, now once again, exceptions exist, and there are times when skirmishers were very decisive. Like, for example, there's a battle the Romans fought against the Parthians. And in that battle, the Romans won because they had a bunch of slingers, and they had the slingers get the high ground. So when the Parthians tried to fight the Romans with their horse archers, they just got overwhelmed by the sheer number of skirmishers, of slings coming out after them. Okay, I think I'm going to go to Novak and get the Nipton, yes, sorry. So, yeah, there you have it. Skirmishers actually have a little bit in common with like, trains. Weird, isn't it?
Are you first?
Okay, medics.
And you're a fucking...
Windows.
Big fucking... Bye.
Okay. Probably just use the heaviest ones. But yeah, and I think that this is actually pretty good for today. So thank you all for... Oh, wait, hold on. Hey.
I've got it.
Yes. Oh, neat. Okay, head. Triple it. Reload. Okay. Torch you already? Yeah, just taking these bottle caps. Nice, wait. Okay, good boy, Torch. Now, I think that's enough for today. Next time, we'll get through, hopefully, the Come Fly With Me quest in its entirety. Thank you for watching, everyone, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe.